Welcome to Biz Alchemy, a podcast about creating a new business paradigm by women, for women. I'm your alchemical host, Jacqueline Atkins, and I'm going to take you on an extraordinary adventure to create a business filled with ease, fun, spaciousness, and abundance. Hustle, be gone. Let's birth a new way. Welcome back. And one of the first things you might notice is there is no echo. Woohoo! I am in my new home. And not only is there no echo, I have decided to record this in my bedroom rather than in the office space because my bedroom has this beautiful altar that I've set up. And also it's carpeted there, unlike the office, which has floorboards. So it actually feels very sacred, today's podcast episode, because I have my altar set up beneath a window. So I'm looking out on all these beautiful trees and the sky. And I have my cards laid out, my beautiful Mary and Mary Magdalene pictures, just everything, my crystals, all of it around me for the recording of this podcast. And I have literally just walked off the beach. I have so much to share with you today. I've walked off the beach and I did not even want to write any notes down. So this is another one of those free form podcast episodes because so much was coming to me on the beach that I wanted to share with you. And so I came straight in and I'm here onto it before I forget anything. So it is a sacred day. It is the 8th of the 8th. It's the Lionsgate portal. So the Lionsgate happens every year. It actually begins, this year I think it was around the 28th of July with the Leo new moon and goes to the 12th of August, but it peaks on the 8th of the 8th every year. And it's called the Lionsgate because we are in the astrological sign of Leo, or the sun is in the sign of Leo at this time. So what happens during this portal is that the Earth, the star Sirius, and the sun move into complete alignment with the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. And it's said that what happens is that there's the opening of a rare window between the spiritual and physical worlds during this time. So in this episode today, I am harnessing that connection that I did just experience on the beach and bringing this through to you. Now, already the energy is obviously affecting me and making me a little bit more carefree and less rigid and surrendering, letting go of control, because I'm breaking two of my rules. Well, no. I am creating two new rules around this podcast episode. One, I had to call it episode 88. And if I'd have been following the order, last week's episode was 85. And as I was just walking on the beach, I went, if only this was episode 88 because it's the 8th of the 8th. And I went, there are no rules, Jacqueline. You can call it episode 88. And then I started to have a little giggle because I was imagining people listening to the podcast further down the track and going from 85 to 88 and then searching where's episodes 86 and 87 and not able to find them. And so I amused myself greatly with that. But I just suddenly went, hang on, why do you have to call it episode 86? Why can't I jump to 88? I mean, it should be 88. We're here on the 8th of the 8th. We're honoring the Lionsgate portal. Let's just do it. So that's what I'm doing. This is episode 88. Don't bother trying to look for 86 and 87. They exist on another dimension. And so maybe one day you'll be hanging around in that dimension and you'll hear them. But here, right now on the 3D, we're going straight to 88. Actually, if someone listens to this, they're not going to go searching now for 86 or 87, are they? So that takes the fun out of it, really. But anyway, better to be forewarned. The other thing that I am doing differently, the other rule that I'm breaking, now I'm enjoying talking about this because last week I held my amazing play shop, Your Biz, Your Rules. And during that 90 minutes together, we were talking about your unique business and how you create the rules. You do not have to follow anyone else's rules. And, there was some amazing insights. It was fabulous. And if you weren't there, go to my website, jacquelineatkins.com, press the contact button and send me an email. It doesn't matter if it's a year down the track. Send me an email and say, can I have a copy of the Your Biz, Your Rules Play Shop? And I'll send it to you because I want everyone to have access to this. In it, I was talking about the beach philosophy. So if you go back to the podcast episodes right at the beginning, I was talking about the beach philosophy then. I recorded those almost 2 years ago. And so we reviewed all of that and had this amazing interaction. And if you did sign up and you haven't watched it yet, please watch it. It's a really great play shop. Anyway, during that, I was talking about it's your business, you create the rules. So I'm creating the rules. This episode will be 88. And the second rule that I am creating is that for the first time in almost 2 years, the podcast episode will not be released at 4 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time on the Tuesday. I have no idea why I picked that time initially, but I think I was thinking, well, the Australians will wake up just a couple of hours after it's recorded, and all of the Europeans and North Americans will be able to access it at that time. I think that's why I did it. But I've always recorded it Monday and scheduled it for 4 a.m. Tuesday, right? God, these things you do, huh? And so as I was walking, I thought, hang on, I want it to go out on the Lionsgate, which means I need to schedule it for tonight. And I want it at a time when actually everyone is on the 8th of the 8th. So I'm doing some quick mental calculations as I was going along. Because I operate in other time zones all the time, it's quite easy for me to go through and work out what time it is everywhere. And at first I thought, 10 p.m. should do it. And then I went, hang on, no. If you're in New Zealand, that's going to be midnight. So you're just going into the night. So I thought, no, I'll bring it back a bit earlier. And then I went to 9 and then I went to 8. And then I thought, I think 8 will do it. But I'm not sure how many hours Hawaii is behind New York. I thought, well, I don't know. I could go home and look it up, but I'm not going to get that anal about it. So, and I went, oh my God, 8 p.m. Of course, I will release it at 8 p.m. my time. And that way, pretty much everyone who listens to it in the world will be listening to this on the 8th of the 8th. Well, as long as you listen when it's released. But that tickled my fancy. And so I'm breaking that rule too. And then as I was walking, I thought, I could be releasing all my podcast episodes on my Monday evening because they're always recorded. They're always ready to go. Why am I holding off till Tuesday morning? Duh. Anyway, so maybe there'll be some changes on that front. And maybe as you're listening to me, you're thinking, oh, I have those rules too. Why did I create those rules? Do they still serve me? Could I just play around with them now and again and change them? Because then that throws in a whole energy of spontaneity, of the unexpected. And actually, in many ways, I think that this is what this portal is about. It's like a shake-up. It's just let go of all these beliefs and rules that you have about your life and your business. Let them go. And what else can come in? What magic can come in? What alchemy can come in? And this is what we were talking about in the play shop, about bringing the fun and the spontaneity and all those wonderful sacral chakra energies into your business. Now, I will get on to today's topic, but there's just so much else to talk about, and this is all leading to it. So bear with me. Enjoy my joy, because that's how I feel. When I recorded last week's episode, I was saying I felt excited about the week, and it was a really fun week, and there was a lot happened in my business as well as moving home. But today I feel joy, but a peace beneath that joy. So it's a little different to excitement, even though I might feel excited right now. But it's actually this joy that's coming from a place of really deep peace. And I really harnessed this energy as I was just walking, and I feel very strongly that this is to do with this portal. Anyway, right now I am feeling incredibly blessed. I am now living in this beautiful home. Really, I go across a little bit of grass off the back deck and go through a gate, go through not much, maybe 10 meters of like dune sort of scrub trees and things. There's a pathway through it, and then I'm on the beach. And so every single morning I have got up as soon as I've woken, seen the dawn, sort of the sun, just the colors coming in the sky of the dawn. And just within a minute, I'm down on the beach and walking. So I've done that every day. And I intend to make that my ritual for the day, because as I've talked about before, my walking is my meditation. Walking is my connection. That's where I really tap in with this beautiful living being that we coexist with, the earth. And when I'm there and I'm amongst the birds and the water and the sand and all the elements, I am so connected. And that is where my intuition is at its most powerful, which is why I record so many of these episodes after my beach walk, because I have just received all my downloads, if you like. I'm just so open and connected. It all flows through me. So today I decided to head south when I walked on the beach. The last few days I've been heading north, which is actually towards the lighthouse. I'm going to give you a little geography lesson of Byron Bay where I live. So the point where the lighthouse is, it's a bit like a 90-degree angle. And so there's a beach leading up from the south to the point where the lighthouse is. And then from the point, it heads west and there's a beach going west. It's not a straight line like that, but that's just generally where it was. Where I was living, which is 15 minutes drive away, was that beach that went west. Where I'm living now is the beach that comes up from the south towards the lighthouse. For those that know Byron Bay, I'm in Suffolk Park. So I'm still walking away from the lighthouse towards the lighthouse on my walks, but it's just I'm doing it on a different axis. Before I was doing it east-west, now I'm doing it north-south. And I've been a bit excited about this because I thought this is going to change my perspective. This is a different energy. This is like, it just feels so new. So I've been walking up towards the lighthouse and then back again. And this morning I got down on the beach and I looked south down to Broken Head, and there's some rocks down at the bottom there. And I thought, that's where I'm going today. That's where I need to be. And considering it's an amazing, beautiful, beautiful morning, but it's chilly, there weren't that many people on the beach. It was fabulous. So I walked down to those rocks, and as I was walking, I was tuning into the energy. And just before I got to the rocks, there was a couple of hundred birds, seagulls and a couple of other types of seabirds in this feeding frenzy in the water. There must have been just a massive school of fish there. And it was so amazing being in their energy. I was standing, I always walk in the water. I have to have my feet in the water. That must be my whole feet chakra thing. I don't know, but I have to walk in the water. All my friends even know it. If they're walking with me on the beach, they always go, you go on that side in the water. So I'm standing in the water and I was watching this absolute frenzy, and I felt it was like a stirring up of the energies, and I felt I was a part of it. It was really amazing. And because I tune in, with all the work I've been doing in the receiving channel, my Patreon membership, I tune in to what am I receiving? But I just tune into receiving it. So I was receiving this energy of it was quite frenetic, but in a beautifully orchestrated way. And they were diving down into the water and big splashes coming up. And it was so magnificent. And I was watching them all work like this. And I was thinking about today's topic. I had been thinking about it before I came upon the birds. And I was thinking about how our intuition is magnified when we are in a group that supports our personal development, our personal evolution. When you're talking in a group like that, this wisdom comes out of your mouth and you're a bit like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? But it's actually the energetic container provided by the group that supports you to tap into your intuition. And so very often as you're talking, you come out with an insight where you're like, whoa, and it's almost like you do your own healing, your own self-realization by talking it through within that sacred space provided by the energetics of the group. And I'm sure you've even had that experience one-to-one where you and a friend who's very sort of like-minded, operating at a similar energetic frequency to you, and you'll be talking and one of you will say something and you'll both get goosebumps, and then the other one will say goosebumps. I mean, I've had that experience often with my friends, and I get it with my client sessions as well. It's the energetic matrix that you and that person create that allows you to tap into that intuitive flow. So when you are in a group and they are aligned with you and they are supporting you, oh my God, it is magic. What comes out is magic. And this is exactly what happens in Biz Alchemy Playground, my group. So I was thinking about this and I thought, oh, this is what I want to talk to in today's podcast episode, of just emphasizing how important it is to be surrounded by a group who are a similar energetic frequency to you and are also committed to their own personal evolution, committed to being more in touch with their intuition. It's so, so, so important, because this is what allows you to tap more into your intuition, to open those channels. And it's so hard sometimes when I go to share about the playground. I find it hard to talk about the practicalities of what the playground is. And of course, people want that. But for me, it's about the alchemy. It's about the magic. That's why I called it Biz Alchemy Playground. It is the magic that is created when you are amongst a like-minded, like-vibratory tribe, and how it enables you all to tap so much more deeply into that flow of intuitive energy, and then bring that into your life, bring that into your business. Anyway, off topic. That's what I was thinking. Well, it's not off topic, but I was telling my bird story, but that's what I was thinking about. And then I came to the birds. And I was watching them, and I was watching how one lifts, and then they all lifted, and then they were doing this beautiful dance, and then they would settle down on the beach, and then one would fly, and then another fly, and suddenly they're all flying and back over and diving. And I was thinking about, using the term tribe, and I thought, well, actually, no, I know what popped into my head. I thought about a flock of seagulls, and then, of course, I started to sing that song, I Ran, but anyway, that's a whole other story. So I saw them and I thought, oh, a flock of seagulls. And I thought flock. And I thought, wow, actually, that's more what my tribe is. It's like we are a flock. And as one lifts, we all lift. And we do this beautiful dance around each other, and we're doing our own feeding, diving when we need to dive. But we are supporting each other in the energetic matrix, to feed ourselves, if you like, spiritually, emotionally, physically. And I thought, oh, I like that. So it's like Biz Alchemy Playground is my flock, or it's, not my flock, it's our flock. And as one of us lifts, as one of us tunes in, receives our intuitive inspiration, so do we all. Isn't that beautiful? So that's what the bird shared with me. And then I walked a little bit further. I'll tell that a bit in a minute. I walked a little bit further, sat on the rock, and thought, okay, I'm tuning in to the Lionsgate energies. I'm going to sit here and meditate. And I'm looking now, the rock was sort of facing north. So I was looking down the beach to the lighthouse at the end, and all the birds were still diving just in front of me. And then I saw the dolphins. There were dolphins amongst the birds. And what is profound about this is the dolphins are said to be connected to Sirius, the star, which is part of the Lionsgate portal. So the dolphins were there doing their thing, and all the birds are just diving around them. They're all having this beautiful feeding. And I'm like, oh, the dolphins, the dolphins. And of course, Sirius is also connected to the whale energy. And right here at this time in Byron Bay, the whales are beginning their return journey to Antarctica, and they've had their babies, or the females have had their babies, and they're coming back, and they stop and play a lot more than when they're heading north around May, June, because, they've done the hard work. They can enjoy themselves. They're on their summer holiday now. So they hang around a little bit more. And so I'm watching the birds, I'm watching the dolphins. Then I thought, oh, where's the whales? Whales, are you coming? Anyway, they didn't. But I tuned into them. I was waiting. I thought there's going to be a whale breach for sure. But I didn't see any whales, but I know they were there because I tuned in my inner ear to the sounds of the whales beneath the earth, beneath the water. And I could hear the song of the whales in the water. So I knew they were there. They were preparing. Interestingly, a dear friend of mine and a group of women on the 8th of the 8th, 2008, so it was 888, went to Little Watikos Beach, which is just below the lighthouse. It's the most easterly point of the Australian mainland. And we went there to do a ceremony probably at 8 a.m. I can't remember now. It was a while ago. And we were singing. There were a few of us were sound healers, and we were singing and doing a meditation. And then we turned out to the ocean to tune in to the whales, and there were whales out playing off the shore. And then one of them breached, and then it breached again and again. And guess how many times it breached? 8 times. We couldn't believe it. It was so sacred that day. Anyway, I have gone so off track. I'm sorry, but I wanted to share with you the importance, because the whale energy and the dolphin energy are connected in with Sirius and with this portal. So if you are choosing to meditate today or hold a sacred ceremony, invite their energy in. So I was sitting on the rock and thinking, okay, I'll meditate and tune in to this energy. But I couldn't, because I was watching the dolphins and the birds, and it was like Mother Earth just said to me, why would you close your eyes? Look at this magic. It's like the sun was on the water and looking out to the lighthouse, and like it was unbelievable. It was so beautiful. And so Mother Earth was like, feel the connection. Just be connected. This is what this portal is about. Be connected, or be and connected. So I just sat there probably for 10 or 15 minutes, as long until the birds actually started to die down. And I just remained connected and allowed myself to receive that, the beauty, the connection to nature, the gift of the portal, whatever it was. I don't know what it was. I don't know what was happening, but I was receiving it, and I knew something was happening. I could feel energetically things were going on in my body. I may not know what they were. It was a really powerful time. So this really has turned into story time with Jacqueline, hasn't it? I just wanted to share so much with you. And it's interesting because when I was sitting on the rock, I thought, oh, I should have brought my phone and I could be recording things here. I don't take my phone onto the beach. And even when I was watching the birds and with the sunlight behind them, I was thinking, oh, I could take a photo. But before I left the house, I got quite clearly, do not take the phone. And as I was sitting there and I realized this, I thought, you know why? Because when you are filming things, you are giving energy out. You are not receiving what is happening in that moment. And I was being told very strongly, open your eyes to this, see it, feel it, receive it. Because even if I'd closed my eyes, I would not have been receiving the gifts of the visuals. So just be aware of this. When you are pulling out your phone to capture things, you block yourself from receiving the gift of that moment when you do that. So the being and the connecting. This is what came through for me strongly. And this feels very important for you today. And, whenever you're listening to this, how can you be? How can you connect? We talked about connection in the play shop because that is the C in the beach philosophy is about connection. That is what we love to do as women. We don't like sales. Okay, that's not our thing, even the marketing thing, but we love connecting. That's what it is. Connection is a give and take. Okay, in connection, we are receiving as well as giving. Although I haven't talked a lot about this idea of your tribe or your flock, supporting you in deepening your intuition, deepening your intuitive flow, your intuitive guidance, I'm sure you can appreciate from the bit that I've talked about the importance of this. So look at the people around you. Do the people you surround yourself with support you in connecting more deeply to your intuition? Because this is the future for you in business. This is why I ran that play shop. Why I called it 5 steps to developing an intuitively led business. If you want to have an intuitively led business, you must surround yourself with people who support your intuitive connection. They must be of a frequency that supports you energetically and also be evolving with you. And if you do not have this, come and join me in the playground. Biz Alchemy Playground is open just until the 10th of August at 7 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, which is 5 a.m. Eastern Time on the 10th. So you've got to organize it by the 9th if you're in North America. But I have a special offer that I presented to those in the Play Shop where you will get 2 months free if you join now. That saves you $222. So you get these 2 months free when you join for 3 months. So basically you are getting 5 months in the playground, which takes you to the end of the year, for the price of 3 months. So that price is $295, or you can go on a payment plan. This is my usual payment plan of 3 payments, 3 monthly payments of $111, or I've brought in a very special pricing, which may support you more, of $70 a month for 5 months. Now, this ends on Wednesday, the 10th of August, my time, 7 p.m. my time. And the reason I've picked that time is because we have a call at 7 p.m. on the 10th of August. And in that call, I am doing personal sessions. So if you join now and you are on that call, you will get a little mini personal reading. If this doesn't suit your time zone, because that call isn't a great time if you're in North America, in September, in a call time that suits your time zone, I will be doing more mini personal readings then. So join now and get this amazing offer. This is the last chance to join the playground for 2022. The women in the playground are incredible. They are incredible, and they hold the space for each of us to tap more deeply into our intuition, into a deeper sense of connection. And we support each other in creating an intuitively led business. I'd really love you to be part of our flock. So if you want to lift with all of us, go to jacquelineatkins.com/playground. I'll put the link here in the show notes as well, but be quick. This is the best price that I've ever offered for the playground. So if your intuitive voice is saying, oh, that feels so perfect for me, and then the mind is coming in going, but, listen to the intuition. Trust your intuition. Actually, that reminds me of one more thing that I didn't talk about, which is important with this 8 energy. The 8 on its side is the infinity symbol. And the 8 is very connected to infinity, to harmony, to balance. And this mental and intuitive in the third eye it's about finding a harmony. That's why I often see the infinity symbol in a chakra to bring balance to the yin and the yang. And having an intuitively led business is about having harmony between the yin and the yang. Of course, we still need the yang, but in harmony with the yin. So this energy of the 8 and this portal is the perfect time to bring about this harmony within your business. And joining the playground will support that. Enjoy the power of the Lionsgate energies today. And even if you're listening to this later on, you are still going to get these energies coming through. They are strong. Whew. And I'm glad that I've released all that. I'm going to have to go and ground a little bit more now. But I feel like a lot of those energies that came through me on the beach, I've been able to release verbally. So thank you so much for listening. It's wonderful to have you here. Thanks for being part of my flock. And until next time, have an alchemical week in your biz. Thanks for listening to Biz Alchemy. I'm Jacqueline Atkins. If you'd love to know more about the energy of business, join my newsletter list at jacquelineatkins.com and check out my receiving channel on Patreon at patreon.com/Jacqueline Atkins. Until next time, enjoy creating alchemy in your biz.